empty and ineffectual they can be. Long touted as crucial accoutrements to moral rectitude, codes are useless when the words are hollow, when executives lack either the dedication to espoused virtues or the ability to make defensible ethical decisions. Among Enron's stated core values were respect, integrity, communication, and excellence. Recent press stories highlight the gap between corporate code and corporate conduct. Bradley K. Googins writes in Newsday, "When the house of Enron came tumbling down, it exposed the worst of corporate greed, misbehavior, and citizenship. Enron betrayed its employees, it betrayed its clients, and by inflaming the public's widely perceived notion that corporations cannot be trusted to do anything other than serve their own ends and line their own pockets, Enron betrayed all of corporate America." In a St. Louis Post-Dispatch column called "Board Members Need to Ask Ethical Questions," Rabbi Mark L. Shook attributes the Enron disaster to moral deafness of officers and directors. The San Francisco Chronicle's Mark Simon takes the criticism a step further, likening culpable Enron executives to the robber barons of yore and quoting attorney Joe Kotchett's characterization of the culprits as economic terrorists. So many people, most notably investors and employees, but also society at large, have been badly hurt by the Enron debacle. How could it happen? Business schools must accept some of the responsibility. Recent survey data suggests that MBA students graduate with less concern about social and ethical issues than they had when they entered business school. Sad, yes. And how can it be? Few top MBA programs require students to take a class in ethics. Business school assurances that ethics are examined throughout the curriculum sound hollow, if not downright laughable, to most students and recent MBA graduates. This is not figurative. My students really do laugh at the suggestion that most or even many classes in B school examine any ethical issues at all. Brian Cruver, while a student taking my business ethics course in the late 90s, laughed harder than anyone. Little wonder he felt compelled to write the book on Enron's demise. Students and alumni, from my own school and others, routinely recount stories of being rebuffed or even ridiculed for so much as raising ethical questions in some finance, marketing, and accounting classes. Elective work in ethics, when available, is singularly ill-equipped to address the managerial moral gap. Why? Because those students most in need of the elective courses offered by most high-quality MBA programs routinely self-select out of the classes. Like it or not, business school faculty, myself included, must accept some of the responsibility for the managers we train. Too often we turn out ambitious, intelligent, driven, highly skilled overachievers with one underdeveloped aptitude. Too many of the business leaders we graduate are hitting the ground running, but we have forgotten to help them to build their moral muscles. I choose the phrase moral muscles advisedly. Doing the right thing, acting honorably, living with integrity, these are behaviors that are learned and practiced and honed like any other skills in life. Yet the normative lesson many MBAs learn in this new century continues to be the 1980s lesson of the film Wall Street's Gordon Gekko: greed is good. The lesson has hit home with a vengeance. Washington Post writer Joel Achenbach aptly described the Enron legacy as business newly revealed as a terrifying enterprise only lightly tethered to morality and decency. We will live with this disgraceful legacy until we demand better, until we train business leaders to be true professionals with true character. Steve Salbu, J.D., Ph.D., Sublet Centennial Professor of Law and Ethics, University Distinguished Teaching Professor, Associate Dean, MBA Program, McCombs School of Business, University of Texas at Austin. Introduction. Enron. The very name inspired extremes of emotion in all who heard it. For the most part, it was the usual suspects: fear and greed. Fear among competitors, suppliers, customers, and even Enron's own employees looking ahead to the next rank and yank performance review. Greed among those who dreamed of colossal bonuses, millions in stock options, and generous campaign contributions. Fear and greed have always played the lead role in the history of American business. But in the case of Enron, these two catalysts were radical.